The House That Screamed. A chilling, haunted house story. There is a house hidden deep within the outskirts of a town called Black Hollow, a house that has stood for over a century, abandoned but never empty. The locals whisper about it. They call it the House That Screamed. Chapter 1. The Beginning of the Nightmare. In 1987, the Wilkins family moved into the house, unaware of its grim past. Jonathan and Sarah Wilkins. Their two children, Daniel, 10 years old, Emily, just 6. The house was beautiful, tall, Victorian, with stained glass windows and winding staircases. A dream home. Or so they thought. The first night was peaceful, the second, strange. Emily spoke about her new friend, a woman with long black hair and sad eyes. Then came the third night. At exactly 3:15 a.m., a sound tore through the silence. A blood-curdling scream echoed, followed by deep silence. The entire house shook, windows rattled, walls trembled. Daniel woke up gasping for breath, his heart racing. Neighbors later admitted they heard it too, but they weren't surprised. It happens, they said. It always happens. Chapter 2. The EVP recordings. Desperate for answers, Jonathan reached out to a team of paranormal investigators. Armed with EVP recorders and infrared cameras, they spent the night in the house. And what they found was terrifying. Static intensified, then a faint whisper was heard. "Investigator, who are you?" whispered voice. "Eleanor, help me." Silence followed. "Investigator, what do you want?" Chilling response. "He won't let me leave." Then, just as they were about to stop recording, a deep, guttural growl played. Growling voice. "Get out." Silence. Heavy breathing. Footsteps creaking above. Chapter 3. The Basement Discovery. One night, Jonathan discovered a cold draft coming from the basement wall. Upon closer inspection, he realized it was hollow. Behind that wall was a hidden door. Inside, a rotting wooden chair, positioned in front of an antique mirror. Symbols carved into the floor, some resembling protection sigils, others something else. And worst of all, the skeletal remains of a woman, her mouth frozen in a silent scream. She had been locked away, forgotten, left to die. And the moment they uncovered her, the house awoke. Chapter 4. The Final Night. That night, everything escalated. The lights flickered violently. The walls groaned as if breathing. The footsteps from the attic turned into pounding, as if someone was running towards them. At 3:15 a.m., a piercing scream, louder than before, erupted. The entire house shook, windows shattered. Emily screamed, pointing toward the mirror in the basement. "Emily, she's coming." Jonathan turned, and in the mirror, Eleanor's reflection stared back at him. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. Then, glass shattered. Silence. They ran. They never returned. Chapter 5. The aftermath. Days later, specialists sealed off the basement. The remains were buried properly, but the activity never stopped. The next owners heard weeping from the attic. They lasted 3 weeks. Even now, paranormal researchers visit the house, capturing whispers and screams on their recorders. Many believe Eleanor is still trapped, and worse, she's not alone. But if you ever visit Black Hollow and walk past Rosewood Manor at night, listen carefully, because at exactly 3:15 a.m., the house still screams.